Hey everybody. I was waiting for it to go live and then I went into a zone. No surprise. No surprise for me. Happy Monday, February 1st. If you're here, make sure you say hello. I love to chat with you. I need to get rid of this January host code. And I failed to put the February one up there, but I will post it as soon as we get off of here today. Hope you had a great weekend. Where are my messages? Sorry, guys. Here we go. There we go. Hi, Carol. I know you guys are getting hit with some snow. I wish we could have some snow. Hi, Deb. How are you? We just have gray, icky, gray weather, cold and gray, but it's supposed to be sunny and a little warmer tomorrow, so kind of spring-like. Hi, Letha. Glad you could join us. I have fun projects scheduled for today. We're going to make two little projects because they're just easy. Hi, Mom. Oh, Letha does not want any more snow. We've hardly had any snow. Of course, you're up north of me, Letha, so you've probably had a lot more snow than we have. Were you using more than one set of dies on Friday Fun? No, yes, I was. Here, I was going to share the card with you all if you were able. Hi, Vicky from North Carolina. Hi, Chris. Glad to have you, ladies. Let me turn my camera here. There we go. My camera is kind of I don't know. I think Friday when I was on Craft Roulette, I adjusted things, and now I'm going to have to figure out how I had it before. But this is the card I made on Craft Roulette Friday, and I did use the dies. Da, da, da. Well, this is from the artistic. Let me grab that. The flower die from the mini catalog. And if you don't have a mini, I would love to get one out to you. Just message me or leave a comment. Letha loves black and white. I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed, but you know what? It worked out really good. It kept me focused, and I didn't have to think as hard because I only had to pick one color to go with the black and white. So it helped me out. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Friday I was a guest on Craft Roulette, and Mary Gunn hosts that every Friday at 6:30. It's free and it's open to everyone. My husband's having a meeting, so I hope he's not talking too loud. I'm probably talking too loud for him. I am trying to find those dies that I used for the flowers. It's with the artistic, I think I commented, can I just say there's an index in the back of our catalog, and I don't really care for it. It's helpful, but I wish it was in alphabetical order, but that's because I know what they're called, so when I'm looking for it, I'm looking for it in alphabetical order. But it is by page order, and I'm sure that helps, is helpful. Here we go. Donna, to answer your question, I used these dies, the Floral Gallery dies, for the flower here, and I used the stamp set, the Art Gallery stamp set. That's the stamps I used. And then for these hearts, that is from the annual catalog. And that is, what are they called? I love them. I think I have a sheet here. But if I don't, no worries. It's just easier to see if I have a sheet of everything. And I may not, or I may have pulled it for something else. So no, I don't, wait a minute. There they are. That's what I used, Donna Pollock, Stitched Be Mine. So I used this little frame. I cut out this heart and then embossed it because we had to have embossing. And I used this little heart and the little stitched heart. I love that little stitched heart. And then I just cut out some gold foil and threw those on there because I thought it needed something shiny. And like I said, if you don't know what craft roulette is, it's kind of an impromptu. You get 4 things and you have to make a project based on those 4 things. And our 4 parameters were a slimline card. Our colors were black and white +1. So I used black and white plus Melon Mambo. It's my favorite pink color. And we had to use embossing and a bouquet. Or dry embossing and a bouquet. So I dry embossed, I don't even know if you can see it, that heart with an embossing folder. And this is my project. And then this weekend I was kind of playing with it some more. And I guess I couldn't get away from pink. But I came up with this little slimline card and I used that same embossing folder. I just love that embossing folder. And instead of hearts, I used some butterflies and I used the little curvy thing from the Quite Curvy stamp set and coordinating dies. So, and then the alpha that I popped up on their fun foam sheets. So those were the 2 cards I made with following those parameters. You guys can go on Craft Roulette, Mary Gun Fun, Craft Roulette. I'll put the link here, or you can look in my posts. And people will post their projects because it's really fun to make one yourself and then submit it. Hello, Stacy. My sister's on. My mom and my sister, so we all have to behave. Okay, here's what we're going to make today. And then I threw in a bonus. I'm going to go back to my, there we go, because it'll be easier to show you. We're going to make these little cupcake toppers. Isn't that a fancy cupcake? I ran up to the grocery store today. I really wanted one of those huge ones that are, you know, the size of a 1/4 of a cake, but they just had these little ones. So, but it works. My topper's a little big, but I think it works. So we're going to make this topper and then I'm going to make a card using kind of the same design. So, because it won't take us very long, we're using punches. Okay, back here. There we go. All right, so what you're going to need, I'm using the Heart Punch Pack, and this is in our annual catalog. The scalloped heart is a little larger than the same heart, or straight line heart. Is that how you would say it? And the paper I'm using is from the Celebration catalog. I love this paper, and it's not really Valentine paper, but I just thought it kind of gives it like an old-timey or a shabby chic look. So you can get this paper for free with a $50 purchase this month from any Stampin' Up! Purchase, $50 before tax and shipping. I'll show you. If you have a celebration brochure, and if you don't, I would get one of these out to you as well. It's on page 10 of the celebration brochure. You get the 12 sheets with free with any $50 purchase. So if you get a $100 purchase, you can get 2 sets of that paper. Or there's stamp sets and everything else to choose from. So, all right, the first thing we're going to do is punch out our hearts, and I made my cake pop or cupcake thing double-sided. You don't necessarily need to do that if you want to save on paper and if you're in a hurry. I understand. But I went ahead and made it double-sided. I didn't put the sentiment on both sides. So I cut the smaller heart out of the floral paper. I just liked that and wanted that to be at the forefront. So I used the straight edge punch, and we'll need 2 of those. And I am going to punch this because I have a little mess up on there if I can. No. I put some of my Stamp and Seal right on my paper, and that stuff is strong. But if I can get this in the middle, I could put my tag over it and save that. Well, I am not gonna, not on live TV. So if you can stay to the end, I am going to make a card as well. Just a quick little square 4.5 by 4.5 inch card. If you can't stay to the end, just come back and watch the replay. And I also push these over onto my YouTube channel, which is also the Plaid Poodle. So if you are on YouTube or have a YouTube account, go ahead and go over there and subscribe, because I do once in a while put something just for YouTube. Okay, we're going to make these. All we're going to do is take some Stampin' Dimensionals and pop everything up. You know how I like to do that. Please don't notice my chippy nails. I need to redo my, I do my own nails. It's just, it's kind of cathartic, and it's way cheaper. But right now they need to be redone. So I'm going to pop both the hearts up onto that basic black stitch circle. And I cut that out with the stitch shape dies. I used the second to the largest. Seemed to be the perfect size for those hearts. And I did that before we came on, so y'all didn't have to watch me do that. Plus it shakes the table, right? Okay. You know, with the Super Bowl this weekend, we should think to do like some kind of football cupcake deal. Okay, then I just have these in my cabinet from last year, but you can buy these at Walmart, just white ones. They have different sizes. You can use a sucker stick. These are called cake pop sticks. These are plastic that you can reuse. I don't know why. I guess I just picked them up. I don't know. You know how you pick things up? I'd prefer them to be a little shorter, but I think it worked out okay. I'm going to show you. I glued the stick more to the top than I normally would. I normally would put the stick about there, but since these are so long and they're plastic, so I can't cut them, I put it way high. I normally would put it towards the center. And then I just use some Stampin' Seal Plus. It's a really strong adhesive right down the middle of this. And put my stick on there. You could use hot glue too, but I didn't want to mess with that. And then I tried on my sample the Stampin' Seal around the edges, and it kept kind of pulling apart. But I ended up using my old trusty standby multi-purpose liquid glue. This stuff takes a little bit longer to dry, but not too long. And it really holds. So, and I just put it around the edges, and then I'm going to line up this other circle. See how easy these are when you use punches? If you have a circle punch, I think this circle's a little over 2 inches. You could even punch your circle out. If you had a circle doily, that would be pretty too, to put your hearts on. I tried our square doilies and I didn't really like it, but we are going to use the square doilies for the card. And I'm just holding on to this. I'm going to grab a couple of clothespins, what am I saying? I'm going to grab a couple of paper clips just to hold this till it dries. This side is, I think, pretty good. And then we'll come back to it at the end. The top isn't going to close because I've got that popsicle or the cake pop stick so far up to the top, but I didn't care about that. Okay, so I'm going to just set that aside and let that dry while we make our card. And then we'll go ahead and make our tag, because we're going to use the tag in our card too. Let's see where we're going with this. So for the card, I took an 8.5 by 4 1/4 inch piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock that I pulled the color out of the paper. And I'm going to use our square doilies for this. And I'm going to pop it up just a bit because we're going to cover that with our heart. So I can use some dimensionals and it won't show because there's going to be a heart on top of it. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals right here in the middle of my doily. I love these doilies. They're like little vellum square doilies. Okay, so that's going to be our first layer. Then we're going to add our circle, and I'm going to just adhere that directly onto the doily. I had already cut this out. It's the stitched circle that we used for our cake pop. Thing. And then we're going to just grab our paper. And we need 2 of these. We need the scalloped heart and the straight edge heart. So I'm going to put, I like the striped in the background because I just like that floral right there. And I'm going to pop them up on each other. And then I'm going to pop them up on the card. And then we're going to do some heat embossing. I don't know what I was thinking. I did that backwards, y'all. Let's see if this will work. I think it will. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to pop this up on the circle in the front of the card. We're going through the dimensionals today. I love them. I love ours because they're not too high. They're just right. Isn't that cute already? I love it. Okay, now we're going to make our tags. So I'm going to make 2 tags. And I'm using Versamark ink with some white embossing powder. And the stamp I'm using is from the Always in My Heart. I've been using this one to death because I love this Be My Valentine. This is in the Spring Mini, and it has a set of coordinating dies if you're interested in that. I'm always interested if there's a punch or a die set that coordinates. Just get more versatility out of your stamp set. Okay, I'm using an anti-static tool. We're going to make 2 of these. I'm going to get some scratch paper down here so we don't get embossing powder everywhere. I'm going to try not to get my head in this camera. But I need to center this right on this paper. You probably didn't see any of that. This is 1/2 inch by 3 inches, or it's more than 3 inches. Never mind, but it is 1/2 inch wide. I'm just going to trim it down later. I think I did okay on that one. Okay. I'm a dumper, so I just dump right on there. The more the merrier. See my little Y on that one, so I'm going to do that on the back because that'll bother me. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to get my head in here. There we go. It's probably a scary shot looking at my head. Much better. Okay, let us get rid of this. Valentine's Day is 2 Sundays from yesterday, so 2 weeks from now. I'm going to grab my little, I have a little stiff brush that I don't know where I got it, but it works perfectly to get the little extra doodads off. Okay. I like to use my tweezers, and excuse the noise from the heat tool. Okay, so we're going to put one of those on our card and one of those on our cupcake thing. What would you call it? You guys know? If I wasn't on here, it would come to me. Cake topper, cupcake topper. That's what you would call it. All right, I am just going to trim these ends and give them a little flag. Okay, there's one. So to make my little flagged ends, I just cut up through the center a little smidge, and then I come from each side, from the each corner. And then that gives me a little flagged edge or end to my tag. Okay, this is probably dry. So I'm going to take my bone folder and kind of gently curl this. I'm kind of curling the ends up and the center so it looks a little dimensional and a little like a ribbon. This has powder all over it from the back side. And then I'm just going to stick a dimensional right here where I kind of raised it in the middle with my bone folder. And that's that. And then we can just stick it in our cupcake like I did here. Isn't that cute? Okay, now I have decided that I need a little something extra in this. As we were working, I would like to put some black behind this doily, and I think it's not too late to save it. I think it needs a little something to show off that doily. We got this light flirty flamingo. Yep, this is going to work. Okay, so this is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so I'm going to cut a piece of basic black cardstock at 4 by 4. I thought the card was kind of plain. 4 by 4. Okay, now then, we're going to just adhere that onto the card front. And I'll just use some Stamp and Seal for that. When you make a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch card, you can mail this in a regular A2 envelope. And it won't cost you any extra postage. I'm not sure what the rules are with square cards, but see how much better that looks? You can see the little doily. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the back of these dimensionals. Oops, going gray. Thank you, Loopy. This was just kind of a last minute add-on. I thought, you know, that would make a pretty little square card. Isn't that fun? And then we'll take our bone folder again, if I can find out where I put it. Here it is, right where it was supposed to be. Has that ever happened to you? You actually find something where it's supposed to be? And see how I kind of make that? It's one of my favorite little tricky tricks to do. And then I put a Stampin' Dimensional in that center part. You can even stack 2 of them if you wanted to make it even higher. And that is the card. And then you could just put a 4 by 4, stamp your sentiment onto there. And let's see, where is the stamp set? I bet we can find something to stamp on the inside. How about Be My Valentine? You are always in my heart. That sounds good. Maybe we should try one of those flowers too in our card. I'm just playing today. I'm just playing. Thank you, Mary. Mary, were you on earlier? I shared an alternative card. I'll put it on your Facebook page because I didn't get it in to you last night. Using our parameters. I made another one with butterflies. And pink. I don't know, I was in a pink mood. Okay, y'all. That pretty font. Should we try one of these flowers while we're playing? We're just at 30 minutes, so I need to let you all go. Or I like these little hearts. I think I'll do these little hearts. And I think I'll do those in the Flirty Flamingo. Oh, I'll email it to you. I thought it was too late. You know how you start on a card and you just aren't sure? Kind of want this to look like the hearts are kind of falling down. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. And then we'll put that in the middle. You know things. Oh, you like how I did the hearts, Carol said. Okay. I don't know. I was trying to make it look like little bubbles kind of flying up. I don't know if that worked. And then here's our little cupcake topper. Here it is in action. My husband gets one of these cupcakes, a cupcake. I said, after I go live, you can have a cupcake. So thank you guys. Loopy made a card last night using the stamp set. So you have this one, Loopy? The Always in My Heart. Letha has to run. Bye, Letha. Thanks for joining us. We got done this time for you. I think this is just a darling little card. Thank you, Deb. Thanks for joining us today. I will be back Wednesday for Coffee and a Card. And I don't have any other news. We'll do something fun Wednesday too. Thank you guys so much for coming, and we'll talk soon. Happy stamping. Thank you, Joy.